Marcel, Man United 0, Newcastle 3. Where's this gone wrong? How do you explain this, Marcel?
Wow, I mean, it's a difficult task to even start somewhere, but we've got individual performances that have been absolutely shocking. You know, Delo's basically watched his marker run past him to make a finish in action. Garnacho has dribbled into a blind alley, lost the ball, waiting for Mount to make a good recovery. He can't make a good recovery. I just think it's, you know, bad habits across the whole team. And Ten Hag's just got a difficult choices to make because it's a bad player replacing another poor quality player.
Who's to blame for this, though? Who's to blame for this poor form and Man United being in this way?
There's so many things that we can look at, you know, in terms of injuries, you know, the previous 10 years of purchasing players on astronomical on no wages and them giving us poor performances. But if we're talking about this fixture now, I think there's a portion of the blame that has to be going on Ten Hag in terms of being adaptive in the game, you know, making the right choices in the game. But for him to be having this squad at his disposal is not his fault, if that makes sense. You know, players should have been out. Part of backing up a manager is holistic. It's about being able to get players out when he needs to get them out and to be able to get players in. And having Maguire starting for the football club, having Lindelof around, having Marcel still starting for the football club with his massive set of injuries, that's maybe a little bit of a reason as to why we're in this situation.
Just to push back, though, because you're saying this and you're saying some of these things, but the manager's signings that he's brought in have not worked yet. You know, you talk about Onana's trying to find form. Anthony, another player that we could mention. Mason Mount, another player we can mention probably now. It's very soon, it's very early. Amrabat, you know, there's players in there. Højlund's still yet to score his first, his first Premier League goal. Like, you know, when you say get the manager what he wants, but what manager's brought in hasn't showed up yet.
I mean, there's so much dysfunction in the club for us to be able to get a good, proper look at what's not right and what is going wrong. You know, Højlund hasn't played that many football matches yet. Mason Mount's picked up an injury and then trying to find the form. Amrabat had one very good game at left back and has been shocking in the defensive mid positions. But we need for him to get a consistency and a fluency in somewhere and to get partnerships going. So Ten Hag's had it difficult in terms of getting stability. But with what he's had, I do understand that people maybe want to get results and that, you know, we're not even seeing results or performance. He has to sort it out. I'm just trying to say that he requires time and we must give him time and patience because there's so much dysfunction.
You know, because a lot of people use the Arsenal analogy saying, look what Arteta did when they were really poor and stuff. But there was one set, people talk about seeing something. What are you seeing in our team's performances going forward? Currently,
right now, a lot of dysfunction. But when we were operating well, a good defence, the ability to play from the halfway line and good turnovers and good transitional football. When we were playing well. Right now, in the dysfunction, there's not a lot to be shown. And that's a fact, and we can all see that. But give it time for footballers to come back to heal the dysfunction. Give it time for him to play 10 or 5 games with his style of football because he's had to revert back. We can all see that. He's had to revert back. And
has he reverted back, though? I don't even think he's reverted back. I can't explain what this is.
So the reason why I feel like this is reverted back because he's not playing that 3-1-6 for me. He's playing more of a 4-2-3-1. The reason why it's reverting back is because I'm not seeing a lot of the 2-8s playing in the half space enough, and I haven't seen enough 3, 4, 5 games of Amrabat in the lone DM. So and Anthony's come in and out the squad. There's just so much dysfunction for me to say that it's actually something that he is trying to play. Also, but my confusion is that the fact that he says that he didn't want to play the Ajax style as well. So does that mean he's trying to go away from exactly specifically Ajax style or a possession style of football? We don't really know. There might have been a miss of communication or interpretation of when he was saying that, because I do think he doesn't want to play a pragmatic style.
You know, it's hard because how does he fix this? And do you worry that he'll be given the time to fix it? While you say he needs time, do you think he's going to be given the time?
Yep. I do think he'll be given. I do think he'll be given the time by the powers that be above because of the Glazonomics, finances, and the lack of it allocated in the right areas. Because we do have finances, we can go into the market and purchase players, but it's always and will always be about priority of those finances. And I think getting rid of the manager in the priority of those finances is a lower ranked kind of thing right now. Is he able to change this around immediately? it's looking slim. You know, he needs those players to come in the build up. You know, Maguire can't see the passes that Luke Shaw in centre back or Varane in centre back or Martinez in centre back can see. Same with Lindelof. Same with any of our left sided players. They cannot see the passes that Luke Shaw can see, and or even Malacia when he was coming well and being dynamic and aggressive. We just don't have none
Even
of that.
that inverted, all that inverted stuff that was trying to do, all that's gone. There's nothing happening.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. And that combination of the midfield is still a problem from years and years and years. So even, I just feel like we need to give him time. Managers can get decisions wrong, you know, with transfers. And I think we're starting to see that Anthony looks like a poor one for sure. But he was meant to be a £40 million player, not an £80 million player. That's because of the powers that be at top, why that dynamic has happened.
We saw different people wearing the armband today. The armband moved more times today than probably our midfielders. You know, we saw Casemiro wear it, Lindelof wear it, then Bruno wear it. What's your thoughts on just Bruno, captain-wise, and just your thoughts on just the team and leaders?
Best of a bad bunch. And we knew that from last season, best of a bad bunch. I mean, at one point we felt like we had a load of leaders last season in Martinez, Casemiro, Bruno, Varane. We was all, you know, in awe of the style of football that we was playing, or the pragmatic style of football, but the performance and the results are coming. Now that the results are not coming, you're seeing footballers with void of confidence. So you're not going to see much leadership. You want to see the big players turn up, but I think Bruno would have always he's the only option. Unfortunately, you know, we might need to get rid of him down the line, and I think the jury's still out for that. There's no more player FC, but Bruno was the only option, and he can only be the only option.
But Bruno comes on today, and he's probably worse than what Hannibal was offering today.
Yep, I think he needs to come out the 10. I think Bruno needs to become an 8, a 6/8. You know, if we're doing pragmatic football, he's got to be one of the players in the deep. Get him out of firing the ball and hot potato kind of football. Let Mason Mount try and be pretty and create things. Once the team altogether gels and a little bit better. But Bruno's been shocking. He has been shocking.
It's mad because I don't know how you fix this situation. Looking at you, I feel like you don't know how to fix the situation. We're going against Fulham next. If we lose a couple more games, do you think the writing's on the wall?
No.
At any point. So let's say we lose another 3-0 at Fulham and then get knocked out, get touched by Copenhagen.
No, I would still believe that we have to push with this. We all said last season that
I'm not saying what you would do. I'm talking about what you think they'll do.
Oh, okay. So what I think I think they wouldn't mind if we get out of the Champions League.
Yeah.
In January, I think they'll still keep him on. I think they wouldn't mind if he would be like 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th.
Yeah. I've
seen other clubs go through that kind of period where they completely fall off, but they give the manager another chance. I also think if finances come from where they think they're coming from, say Jim, that they'll try and give him a go under the new regime because of the work that he done within his previous season.
All right. Listen, thanks a lot, bro. Big up. Yeah, give your thing to them lot.